Every couple of hours, a tiny factory in your freezer builds, freezes, and drops a fresh tray of ice. No human hand fills it. No timer gets set. It runs its own production line entirely in the dark. It fills with water, waits for the cold to do its work, then harvests every single cube it made. And the strangest part of its method is the one thing you would never expect from a household freezer. It uses heat, a brief warm pulse to set the ice free. But that story unfolds from the beginning. Morning in a warm kitchen, cream-colored cabinets, mustard tile, sunlight crossing the counter from a window above the sink. A woman in a cream cardigan opens the freezer door. Cold air tumbles out around her fingertips like fog. She reaches in, scoops a handful of crescent-shaped ice from a white bin, and drops it into her glass. She does not wonder where it came from. The bin is simply full. It always seems to be full. Nobody in this house fills an ice tray. Nobody has for years. So where does the ice come from? The answer sits in the top corner of the freezer, a small module most people never really look at. It is an automatic ice maker, a fully self-contained production line that has been working while everyone slept. Let us dissolve the freezer wall and meet this little factory face to face, component by quiet component. At the heart sits a curved steel tray, divided into 8 crescent-shaped pockets, the segmented ice mold itself. Each pocket is shaped like a half moon. That familiar crescent you find in every ice bin across the country. Behind the mold, a thin translucent tube curves down from the rear freezer wall. That is the water fill tube. That tube connects through the wall to a solenoid fill valve, a brass cylinder with an electromagnetic coil around it. When the valve's coil energizes, a tiny plunger lifts and allows exactly 7 ounces of water to pass through. 7 ounces is precise, enough to fill 8 crescent pockets level to the brim, and not one drop more. Mounted at the left end of the mold sits the control head, the brains of this whole quiet operation. Inside the control head, a small gear motor with brass reduction gears sequences every step of the harvest cycle automatically. Clipped beneath the mold, a small teal-colored bead. That is the thermostat, always feeling the temperature of the metal. And arching over the mold like a patient giant, the ejector rake, curved steel fingers mounted on a rotating shaft. Finally, a thin wire loop hangs at the right side, the bale arm, inspector of the bin's fill level below. Now the cycle begins. The timing motor sends a signal, and the fill valve's electromagnetic coil snaps open with a click. Water rushes through the translucent tube, and here come the droplet characters, marching single file toward the mold ahead. The first droplets splash into the lead crescent pocket, their round bodies pooling together on the cold, polished steel surface. Water flows from pocket to pocket, through tiny channels between the segments, filling all 8 crescents in perfect sequence. In just 7 seconds, the valve shuts again. The coil de-energizes, the plunger drops, and the water supply cuts off cleanly. Now, all 8 pockets sit brimful with still water, and the freezer's own cold takes over from here. The freezer compartment holds steady at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to freeze water solid in about 90 minutes. The droplet characters in the first pocket begin to slow. Their cheerful bouncing settles as the cold creeps into them. Ice forms from the outside in. A thin shell crystallizes at the edges first. Then, the freeze pushes toward the center. The droplet characters transform one by one. Their round fluid shapes lock into faceted crystalline bodies with calm expressions. Across all 8 pockets, the same patient transformation happens. Liquid becomes solid, soft becomes hard, warm becomes still. Meanwhile, the control head waits, its timing motor ticking slowly, brass gears turning one tooth at a time through the cycle. The thermostat bead pressed against the mold's underside monitors the temperature, waiting for it to drop below a threshold. Specifically, the thermostat waits until the mold surface reaches about 5 degrees Fahrenheit. proof the cubes are frozen through completely. 90 minutes have passed in the dark. The cubes are ready. The thermostat sends its signal to the control head now. The control head receives the signal. Harvest time has arrived. Now comes the most surprising part of this entire process. To free frozen cubes from a metal mold, you might expect force, a twist, a crack, a mechanical pry. But no, this machine does something wonderfully counterintuitive. Inside a freezer at 0 degrees, it applies a brief pulse of heat. The harvest heater, a flat serpentine nichrome ribbon pressed against the mold's underside, now energizes with a warm orange glow. It does not need to melt the entire cube. Only the paper-thin contact layer, where the ice grips the mold surface. That thin meltwater film acts as a lubricant, breaking the bond between ice and polished steel in just a few seconds. One by one, across all 8 pockets, the cubes release from their molds, free-floating on a microscopic warm cushion of water. The heater ran for less than 15 seconds, just eject warmth to loosen the cubes without damaging them at all. Now the timing motor engages the next phase. The control head sends current to the ejector rake's shaft. Time to sweep. The rake's curved steel fingers descend behind the row of loosened cubes, aligning perfectly with the gaps between each crescent pocket. The shaft rotates further, and the fingers push forward, scooping beneath each loosened cube and lifting it from its crescent bed. Up and over, the rake carries all 8 cubes in a smooth arc toward the open collection bin below. Gravity takes them. The cubes tumble off the rake's fingertips, clattering into the collection bin with a familiar, satisfying sound. The rake never slams or rushes. It sweeps at a measured pace, guided by brass reduction gears inside the control head. The entire harvest took about 20 seconds, from the heater's warm pulse to the last cube landing in the bin below. But the cycle has one more crucial step before it can restart: a check to see if the bin has room. As the rake returns to rest, its shaft lifts the bale arm upward, then releases it to fall under its own weight. If the bin is not yet full, the arm drops freely all the way down into the empty space above the ice. Arm down means the bin has room. The switch inside the control head reads this position and keeps the production line running. Immediately, the timing motor resets and the fill valve energizes again. Another 7 ounces of water heading for the empty mold. The mold fills again. The cold takes hold, and in another 90 minutes, a fresh batch of 8 crescents will be ready. Heat to harvest, rake to sweep, arm to check. 3 actions in 20 seconds, turning a freezer into an ice factory. That heater is the star of this machine, the counterintuitive heart of the process, using warmth to make cold things happen. Without it, the cubes would bond permanently to the mold, locked tight by the very same cold that created them. 15 seconds of gentle warmth solves what brute force cannot. Elegant engineering hidden inside a plastic box in your freezer. But what happens when the bin fills up? Without a shutoff, the machine would overflow, cubes spilling across the freezer floor. That is where the bale arm earns its keep, the simplest and most reliable sensor in this entire quiet machine. No electronics, no infrared beam, no weight sensor, just a wire on a hinge that either falls down or stays up. When the bin is full, the ice pile reaches high enough to physically block the arm from falling. Holding it up, arm up, means the bin is full. The switch inside the control head reads that elevated position and pauses the production line. The fill valve stays closed, the heater stays cold, the rake stays still. The whole factory simply stops and waits. It could wait an hour or a day, until someone opens the freezer and scoops ice out, lowering the pile level. As the pile drops, the bale arm loses its support. Gravity pulls the wire loop back down through newly opened space. Arm down again. The switch closes. The control head wakes from its patient standby, and the timing motor immediately begins turning. Within seconds, the fill valve fires, water flows, and the production line restarts, fully automatic, triggered by the absence of ice. No computer decides this. No app sends a notification. a wire on a hinge, and gravity. That is the entire feedback. The bail arm is why your bin never overflows or sits empty for long. A mechanical sensor of abundance, perfectly simple. Night falls. The kitchen darkens to deep blue-black shadows. The refrigerator hums alone in the silent house. Everyone asleep upstairs. Inside the freezer, the factory runs its shift. No one watches. No one listens. The control head keeps its diligent vigil alone. At 11:45, the heater pulses orange. Cubes release. The rake sweeps them over. They clatter softly into the growing pile. The bail arm drops, finds room, and the valve fires again. Fresh water enters the mold for another cycle. At 1:30 in the morning, another harvest. The heater glows. The rake turns. 8 more crescents join the pile in the bin. By 3 in the morning, the bin is nearly full. The bail arm rises on the growing mound and cannot fall back. The machine pauses. The control head closes its eyes. The freezer returns to perfect still silence until someone needs ice again. This cycle has repeated perhaps 10,000 times since the refrigerator was installed. Years of quiet service in the dark cold. 10,000 cycles, 80,000 cubes, all made without a single human hand, touching the mold or filling a tray manually. A fully automatic production line, needing nothing from you except a water connection and a freezer cold enough to do the work. So here is your dinner party fact. Nobody fills your ice tray. A tiny automatic machine does it all by itself, endlessly. The strangest part, the thing making the whole system work, is that to release ice, it must briefly heat up. A warming element melts just the paper-thin contact layer, so the cubes slip free. Then a rake sweeps them into the bin. After that, a wire feeler checks whether the bin is full. If so, the machine simply stops until you take some. It runs this cycle every 90 minutes or so, roughly 16 times per day, every day, for your refrigerator's entire life. Morning again. Warm sunlight crosses the mustard tile. The homemaker opens the freezer and finds the bin brimming with fresh crescent cubes. She takes what she needs without a thought, as if the ice simply materializes on its own, as if by magic. But just behind the freezer wall, the bail arm drops and the little factory quietly begins again, filling for the next batch. A complete automated production line. Filling, freezing, heating, harvesting, checking. Running a tireless shift in the dark for years unnoticed. All of it happening right now in your kitchen, while you are not even looking. 6 inches from the frozen pizza.